Testing, 1, 2, test, test. Paul, how about that? You're early. Good for you. Tough day today. You have your Chaffee book, no? Time functions. Come on, mouse. Ricardo. Joe. Everybody's here today. How about that? Looks like we all want to become better, especially me. You know, I give up. No matter how many times I fix this, it gets all screwed up. You know, okay. All right, the Gary Chaffee time functions. Do we have that? And the Bears game, okay. There you go. I'm not very much into football. I don't have time for it. Anyway, can you hear me, guys? Time functions, patterns. Okay, good. Now, here's what I've been doing for the, I'm coming up with a booklet. I'm going to put it into a booklet formation. And what I'm doing, I'm taking the stick control we have the stick, we're taking the stick control cymbal patterns. Okay, and I'm coming up with page 22, or is that, no, page 11. And I wrote out page 11, between 1 and 3, 2 and 4, and then I'm working with the combinations. Now we're talking maybe 15 to 20 cymbal patterns, and page 11 with the various cymbal patterns, plus the combinations. Now we're talking over 150, maybe 200 pages. Now this is something that's part of my up-and-coming publication, and it's awaiting copyright. So if I'm going to put it together, I'm going to go to Staples, put them together with a spiral binder, and I'm not going to give them away. They're going to have to be bought. I'm sorry, but it's taken a long time, and plus it's part of the book that I'm producing. So I don't know if you guys want to pay $25. That includes shipping and handling, and let me know. Okay? Does that sound okay with you guys? Okay, no comment. I've been sending free PDFs out, and I've asked for donations, and maybe 3 people donated. Okay, so we're on the Chaffee book, Time Functions. I'm going to start off simple. I'm just going to give you we're going to start off what I call the money beat, which is straight eighth notes on the hi-hat. This one here. See it? Like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now notice with the right hand I have a down, up, down. It's a very musical sound as opposed to, which most rock drummers are playing. This is more musical. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to drop a heavy backbeat on 2 and 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Simple. I call it the money beat. Common beat. Fits most any commercialized cover tune. So now what we're going to do is we're going to play it open-handed. We have 1, 2, 3, and then left-handed. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So now you're going to start with the right side, go through page 11. Let's do number 1, page 11. 1, 2, 3. That's 1. 1, 2, 3. Number 2, 1, 2. Line 2. What I like to do is hang out on line 1, line 2, and when I feel good that it's flowing, then I'm going to go to line 3. Do you understand where the bass drum falls on what count on line 2? If I did line 2 slow, and I counted a 16th note, 1 E and a 2 E and 3 E and a 4 E and, the bass drum is on the E of 1. 1 E and a 2 and 3 E and a 4 and 1 E and a 2 and 3 E and a 4 and. Who's this? A new guy. JCL lad. Is this your first time here? We're working out of the Patterns, Gary Chaffee Patterns books, his series, Time Functions. I'm on line number 2, page 11. Thank you for coming. Okay, so now, line 2, nice and slow. 1 E and a 2 E and 3 E and a 4 and 1 E and a 2 and 3 E and a 4 and 1 E and a 2 and. Okay, line 3. The bass drum shifting over from the E of 1 to the and of 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now, you have to be careful here because you're coming down with the bass drum, hitting the bass drum, and you're coming up with the stick. It's kind of weird. So you have to really pay attention to that. Don't give me that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. That's on the duh. 4, 1 and 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 3. Okay. That takes care of number 1, 2, and 3. On the duh, all right. On the fourth one, we're going over to the duh of 1 and the duh of 3. And I'm going to do this slow, then I'll build it up. 1 E and a 2 and 3 E and a 4 and 1 E and a 2 and 3 E and a 4 and. Yeah, that's actually the grid. So what I'm going to do is part of the grid, the way he has it. I'm just going to play over 1, 2, 3, 4, back and forth, back and forth. I don't know how many times I'm going to play 1, how many times I'm going to play 2, 3, and 4. I'm just going to let it flow. 3, 4, 3, 4. Now, I try to be as consistent with my voices as possible. All right, that's what makes it musical. I mean, I can get it, there's an astronomical amount of voices out of the hi-hats. So, you know, you get all kinds of crazies. You want one consistent, nice and easy. You're like in the pocket. And 2. And again, we're going to do this 1 through 4. 1, 2, 3. Number 2. 1, 2, 3. Number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back. 2, 3. Again. Number 2. 1, 2, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm containing the voices to the hi-hat, snare drum, and bass drum. And there's a lot of different things we can do, but let's be simple first. Let's hang out with it there so we can feel it. All right, let's go to line 5. Number 5 rather. The bass drum is going to be on 1E and 3E. So I would count right at first, if you're not familiar with this movement, is to count, do it slow and count in 16ths. 1E and take the bass drum and the snare drum part along. 1E and 2 and 3E and 4E and 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and then what I'll do is I'll put this guy in 1E and 2E and 3E and 4 and 1E and 2E and 3E and 4 and a little faster. Okay, now we go to line 6. The bass drum is going to be on 1 end and 3 end. Nice and slow. You're not trying to prove anything. You're trying to have fun. You're trying to make it sound as musical as possible and make it feel good so that when you're playing with musicians, they like to play that. They feel it. You know, you're not doing blast beats like whatever the hell that is. I don't know. But anyway, line number 6, 1E and 2, and 3E and 4, and 1E and 2, and 3E and 4, and okay. Now 7, the bass drum is going to be on the 1 and the da of 1, and then 3 and the da of 3. So we have number 7, 1E and 2E and 3E and 4 and 1E and 2 and 3E and 4 and 1E and 2 and 3E and 4 and a little up tempo. So on and so forth. Okay, number 8, the bass drum is on the E end of 1 and the E end of 3. Again, what you need to do is do it slow. Feel it. Make it happen. Make it musical. Make all the voices consistent. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and now I was very mechanical there. You saw my right hand go down, up, down, up. It's consistent. So therefore, if it's consistent, I should have a consistent sound. My 2 and 4, sometimes I miss. I got to adjust this a little bit, giving me that half a rim, half a snare. Here's the snare, here's the rim, and both rim and snare. It's like a shotgun. Bam, gives me a nice sound. Okay, so let's do number 8. All right. Number 9, bass drum on the E and the da of 1, on the E and the da of 3. 1 E and the 2, and 3, and Okay, number 10, on the anda of 1 and the anda of 3. Bass drum part only. 1, E, and the, 2, E, and the, 3, E, and the, 4, E, and the. Now, the top, 1, E, and a, 2, E, and 3, E, and 4, and 1, E, and a, 2, and 3, E, and a, 4, and 1, E, and a, 2, and 3, E, and a, 4, and. Okay, number 10, 1, E, and 3, E, and. Again, 1, 2, now slow down, 3, E, and the 4. Okay, 12. 1 E in the duh of 1, 2, 3 E in the duh of 3. Ready? 1 E and a 2 E and 3 E and here we go. And 1 E and a 2 and 3 E and a 4 and. Okay, 13. On the 1 and the anda, and then the 3 and the anda. Nice and slow. 1 E and a 2 E and 3 E and a 4 and 1 E and a 2 and 3 E and a 4 and 1 E and a 2 and 3 E and a 4 and. Okay. 14, E and of 1, E and of 3, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 and 1 E. Show me gaboom. You know, let me explain something before I continue. I don't want to complain or have you feel sorry for me, but it's very difficult to do live lessons with a computer because there's a bit of a delay. I'm thinking, I'm watching the screen, plus I'm watching the music. I'm trying to maintain the sounds. And then I think about something what's coming next while I'm doing that, which I shouldn't do because I should have 1000% focus. But that's where my mistakes come in. So I apologize for that, but just to make you aware of it, okay? Okay, so now we're on number 4. 1 E and the 2 E and 3 E and the 4 and. All right, number 15, 16th notes. Now, what I like to do, I mean, I'm going to do the distance between 2 and 4 in a second. What you should do, and it's my fault, I should have explained it before, being that we're moving it in 16th note formation, the bass drum, what we need to do is really hang out with that bass drum doing 16ths. Here comes an endurance exercise. Playing this bass drum, 1 E, nice and easy, 2 E, and the 3 E and the. It's a warm up. In the right hand, 1 E and 2 E and nice and slow. Feel it. Adjust your voices. Then a little faster. So on and so forth. Do that for 2 or 3 minutes and do it for a while. You're going to see that foot is going to happen for you. And that's the object of this. This has nothing to do, excuse me, with any particular song. It has to do with you and your limbs, your 5 limbs, your right hand, your left hand, your right foot, your left foot, and your brain. Because that's what controls them all. And then this is developing control. You're commanding that bass drum. You're commanding the hi-hat, the right hand, the snare drum to do what you want. That's the objective. Where you put this, where you place this, where you play it inside of a tune, that's entirely up to you. You want it to sound as musical and funky and in the pocket as possible. Oh, that water tastes delicious. Anyway, let's go on. You got it? All right, good for you, Paul. Yeah, but that's only right-handed. What I like to do, once you do it right-handed, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. So on and so forth. Left-handed. Work the right side and work the left side. That's what stick control book is. You work the right, you work the left. Okay, equalizing it. I got a comment this morning, and I have to share this one with you. This guy's been stalking me, I don't know. And I don't really care, but I think it's funny. I believe he's from England, which is fine. You know, there's no problem with that. But I don't know, he has an attitude that no matter what I do, he can do better. Well, I say, hey, that's really good, man. You know, I really appreciate it. That's why I practice hard, and I'm humble, and I learn from everybody, so I become better. And he said to me, he watched my hand position. And this is on the video, stick control book, stick control, the way George Lawrence Stone intended it to be. Okay, the sticking heights are all the same. And that's what I did. I demonstrated it, I explained it, and I think, you know, out of 30,000 views, I got some really nice compliments. He's the only one that was negative. And he's done this a few times before. And, you know, you let it pass. You're going to get that because, you know, you're exposed to the public. And, you know, you always have somebody who thinks, you know, they're going to try to help you, which I listen and I try. And it doesn't work, I say, bye. I watched one of his hand technique videos. I mean, he should be the last person given any kind of constructive criticism on any video of mine or anybody else's. His hands were not the way they should be. But hey, if it works for him, that's good. But don't tell me I'm doing it wrong when you look like that and it sounds terrible. So I just took it for a grain of salt. All right, let's go to the 2 and 4. Now, on 1 through 15, he does the bass drum. He maneuvers the bass drum between 1 and 3. Now, we're going to move it over to 2 and 4. Now, it's a little empty because there's no bass drum on the 1, 3E, and the 4E, and 1E, and the 2E, and. That's number 16. Number 17, on the and of 2 and the and of 4. 1E, and the 2E, and 3E, and the 4, and 1E, and the 2, and 3E, and the 4, and. Okay, on 18, on the da of 2 and the da of 4. 1E, and the 2E, and. Okay, 19, on the E and of 2 and the E and of 4. 1E and the 2 and 3E and the 4. Here you go. 1. Now, at no time do I let my bass drum dictate the sound of that snare drum. That's the difficulty of this. I hope the Bears lose. Okay, Paul. No problem. See you tomorrow night. Okay. What we're going to do tomorrow night, have your Chaffee book out, and we're going to try the combinations. 23, 24, 25, 26, and 27 if we have time. Okay? Well, right now, it's Eastern Standard Time, and it's almost 8 p.m. I don't know, where are you from, JC lad? That's music instructor? Music tutor, I'm sorry. Where are you from, JC? The lesson's about over anyway. Where are you from? You must be either, I don't know if you're in Australia. Australia, it's actually Tuesday. I don't know what time. But if you're in Europe, I believe it might be, what, 1 p.m.? Oh, UK, okay. Yeah, there's a 4 or 5 hour, 1 p.m., that's 5 hour difference. All right, I'm sorry. I'm going to start to do afternoon lessons again, maybe sometime next month. I don't know yet when. I only been doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I want a service or I want people from Europe, people from South America, people from California, to hang out with the lessons at 1 p.m. or maybe a little later. I'm not sure. But we're going to try that. I don't know when exactly. I'm so backlogged on what I'm doing, it's ridiculous. I wish there was 10 of me and 30 hours in a day. Anyway, is there any questions about what we did tonight? And I hope I've helped somebody. Any questions? Now remember what I said about putting a booklet together. It's part of my up-and-coming publication, which is under copyright. The copyright is being secured. Okay, so it's over 120. I don't know exactly how many pages yet, but it's going to cost $25. Plus, it includes shipping and handling. All right, what it is, it's all stick control cymbal patterns with page 11 from Chaffee, his foot patterns, plus the combinations. Okay, so if you want to be on my mailing list, thank you, Joe. If you want to be on my mailing list, here, email me up. I'll add you to my mailing list. Okay. Where's the mouse here? Oh, come on, mouse. Wait a minute. Hold tight. Come on. This is my email. All you need to do, JC, is to email me, and I'll add you to my mailing list, and you'll get the week's agenda, and if there's any PDFs, you can have them as well. Okay, gentlemen? Any questions? Nope. Okay. All right, if there's no questions, I'm going to sign off, and we'll see everyone tomorrow evening at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. By the way, JC, if you missed the lesson, If you subscribe to my channel, this is being recorded by YouTube. So as soon as it's finished processing, you can view the lesson. If you're too tired, you can view it tomorrow at your convenience. Okay? I can't respond to any questions because it's recorded. All right, gentlemen. Ricardo? Have a good night, gentlemen. Practice and may all your dreams come true.